and welcome to Tech Tuesdays. We're so glad that you've decided to join us again as we look into digital technology and all of the things that have just become a norm today. With this pandemic, it is so necessary that we are able to stay connected, whether it's staying connected to our jobs, staying connected to our families, our churches, our friends, our communities, however. And with social distancing, it has really become vitally important that we learn how to manipulate and maneuver and navigate through digital technology. So as we get ready to get started on this evening, I'd like for you to take a moment. If you know some people who could benefit from learning a few things on tonight about technology, go ahead and share this video with them, share this live with them. Go ahead and tag some friends or start a watch party, and be sure to like this video and give me some hearts and thumbs ups, okay? We want to go ahead and jump into what we're going to be learning about on tonight. And I, last week, well, the week before last, we kind of touched on several different digital platforms. We dealt with Facebook, we dealt with YouTube, we dealt with Zoom on a very basic level. But tonight I wanted to spend the entire time kind of talking about Zoom because it has become so prevalent and so many people use it now. They use it for school, for virtual learning. They use it for work-related issues, whether it's having staff meetings and things of that sort. Churches use it for small groups, Sunday school, Bible studies. Some even use it for their church services if they have, a small congregation. So I wanted to make sure that you are familiar with how to get on Zoom, how to use it, how to navigate through it, some of the features that are available that you may not be aware of, and some of the ways that you can set your settings so that you can get the most out of your Zoom sessions. Okay, wonderful. So to start, I want to show you how you would even begin with Zoom. Say you've never used Zoom before and you receive an invitation. Someone sends you a link to get on Zoom. Well, when you click on that link is going to open up your web page, and it's going to take you to this page right here. It's going to take you to zoom.us. Okay, when you get there, you will get a notification of whether you want to download the software. So you can download the software onto your device, whether it's your laptop, MacBook, or PC, or you can choose to just do it to be a part of the Zoom session online using your web browser. Okay, so what I want to do is show you how to download the software initially. Say you're going to be on a Zoom call and you want to go ahead and set your computer up ahead of time. You want to go to zoom.us, which is the website that I've gone to here. You don't have to worry about putting in the www or the HTTPS. Just type in zoom.us. And when you do that, it will bring you to this site here, and you will see where it says join a meeting. You can sign up. Where did it go? Let me go back. You can come here. Well, I'm going everywhere I don't need to be. Let me go back. All right. You can sign up for free here. You do have Zoom accounts that are free as well as paid accounts. And so unless you are going to be actually hosting Zoom meetings, a free account would actually be fine. But if you're going to be hosting meetings, then you might want to look into purchasing a paid account. Okay? If you're a part of a church or ministry, then they may already have paid accounts that you can access so that you can have your meetings that way. But you want to go ahead and decide if you want to download the software. Then you can go to let's see, you want to go to, let's see, if you join a meeting, well, if you're going to do it from your website, we'll put it this way, once you have your link and you're going to join a meeting, you're going to have a meeting ID. Now let me show you, let me go into my email because I want to show you a Zoom link. We had a thing today. Did I send that to me? Did I get that Zoom link? Let me do it this way. Let's see. The last Zoom link that I received was for, let me go to, I have a whole bunch of email addresses, so give me just a second to get to the one that I want to get to. I think it's this one. And tell you what, I'll do it this way. I'm going to send the Zoom link to myself that I received earlier today. I actually received the Zoom link through an email, through a text message. And I'm going to show you how, even if you get a Zoom link through a text message, how you can still join your meeting. But the easiest way is when you get your Zoom link through an email, and all you have to do is click on it. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to email it to myself. And so you will see how that works. All right, so let me paste, put in my email address, Sharon's Creative Concepts, Zoom link, and paste, and I'm going to send it. All right, so when you get your email, and let me close this out. So I just got my email with the Zoom link. So I click on the Zoom link and it takes me to this page. Do you want to allow this page to open zoom.us? And of course, I'm going to say allow. Okay. Now, because I already have the client downloaded on my device, then it's going to take me right into the meeting using my client that I have downloaded. Okay, now you can choose to join without video or you can choose to join with video. Now it's going to allow you to see yourself so you can check yourself out, make sure you look okay, make sure your hair is all right, make sure your lipstick and all that is good, whatever you want to do. And then you can click on join with video. Now, right here you see it says always show video preview dialog when joining a video meeting. So what you want to do is make sure that that's clicked first, that you have that selected. Because if it's not selected, then it's not going to show you this preview. But as long as it's selected, it will show you a preview of yourself before you join the meeting. And then you click join with video. And once you join with video, it takes you into the meeting and you are there. If there's other people in the meeting, they will be waiting for you, or you can wait until other people come into the meeting. All right. Now, I want to show you, I'm going to go back to the website, zoom.us, because here it gave me the option. If you have Zoom client installed, you can launch meeting. Otherwise, you can download and run Zoom. So if you have never downloaded and you want to just put Zoom on your computer, then you can click here. And what it will do, it will download Zoom onto your MacBook or your PC. If you cannot download or run the application, then you can join from your browser. So if you don't want to download it onto your computer, you can just join from the browser. It's going to You're going to put your name in. It'll ask for your name. My name is already there. And then you click join. And it's going to take you into your meeting. Now, you may have to still put in a password. You may have to put in a meeting ID. It just depends on how you're coming into the meeting. But if you're clicking on the link that's going to bring you directly into the meeting, then you can it'll basically just take you right in on the web browser. Here you will select if you want to use a phone for your audio purpose, or if you want to use computer audio. If you're at home, if you're in the office, if you're in a setting where you're in front of a computer or in front of a device, then I would recommend that you choose computer audio. See, my sister has joined the meeting because this is a meeting from earlier today. And so she thinks that I'm in this meeting. But anyway, I'm just gonna let her stay there while I continue to talk to you all. Now she's calling me on my phone. Excuse me, you all. 1 second. Gooch.
Yeah, you on our Zoom?
I'm doing a Tech Tuesday right now, so I use that link to show people how to get into Zoom. So,
I'll be chiming in about next 15 minutes for Bible study.
all right. Okay, bye.
All right.
All right, so anyway, that's how you would go into a meeting. You would select whether you want to use a phone call or computer audio. Now, if you wanted to use your phone for audio, then I would recommend using that if you're having issues with your computer audio. If you don't have, some people don't have a microphone and things like that on their computer, so you would need to use your phone. Or if you're transit, say you're out, you're not home, you're out and about, you're in your car, or you're in a place where there's a lot of noise or something and you can't quite get on your computer, then you can use your phone as a way to do your audio. Okay, now I'm going to leave this meeting so my sister can do her Bible study in about 15 minutes. Okay, so that's how you would even get onto the Zoom call or be able to download Zoom onto your device. Now, once you're in your, once you've downloaded it, you can always go to zoom.us and you can go into your account. You can go into your settings. Now, I have a paid account, and so my paid account allows me to be able to have unlimited meetings. If you have a free account and you want to host a meeting, the only way you can get an unlimited meeting is just a one-on-one meeting. Say you're just talking with one other person, then you can be on there for an unlimited amount of time. But if you're going to do 2 or more people, then you're limited to 40 minutes in an unpaid account. Okay, you only get 40 minutes. And then what a lot of people do is once that 40 minutes runs up, they just tell everybody to click on the link again and come right back into the meeting. So you can do that if you don't want to pay for a paid account. But I have a paid account, and the least expensive account, I believe, is $14. So if you do monthly, which I'm going to switch this to monthly, it's $14.99 a month. And that allows you to host up to 100 participants. You can have unlimited group meetings, and you have an unlimited amount of time. Well, you can have your meeting can last for 24 hours if you have this particular one. And then as your needs grow, if your teams grow, then you can look at a larger account that will give you more options. Okay, so we're going to go back out because I want to go into my settings and I want to show you how you can, some things that you can set up in your settings so that you can get the most out of your meetings. Okay, now your first settings are going to be security settings. You can set up a meeting, a waiting room. If you decide to have a waiting room, that means that no one can come into your meeting until you, as the host, arrive. And then once you arrive, you have to allow people into your meetings one by one. So you would go through, you would see the names of the people who are waiting in the waiting room, and you would allow them into your meeting. If you don't have the waiting room enabled, then people can go ahead and enter into your room without you being there. They can join before the host if you select that option when you set up your meeting. And I'm going to show you in just a minute how to set up a meeting. Now, you can customize your waiting room. If you have a free account, then basically when people are in your waiting room, this is what they'll see. Please wait, the meeting host will let you in soon. But if you have a paid account, you can actually change your greeting. So you can go in, you can put in a new greeting, you can change, you can say, Sharon Jackson will join you soon. However, whatever your greeting you want to put in there, you could put something in, looking forward to our session today. Host will let you in just a minute. Have whatever you want to say. And then you can also add your own logo. You can put in your meeting topic. You can add a waiting room description. Whatever, you have a lot of options if you have a paid account. But if you do not have a paid account, then you will get the basic, please wait, the meeting host will let you in soon. Okay? You can require a passcode when scheduling new meetings. I have this enabled because whenever I schedule a meeting, I want people to have a passcode or a password to get into the meeting. And that's just a safety feature because there's been a lot of what they call Zoom bombing going on. People who set up Zoom meetings and they publicize their Zoom meetings. You may get somebody that you don't want to be in your meeting, and because they have the meeting ID, they can come in. There's no password set up, there's no waiting room set up, and so they can just come in, and there's been some instances where they've done some pretty grotesque things. They've shown some pretty perverse videos or things of that sort that you really don't want to expose the people who are in the meeting with you. You don't want to expose them to that. So I always suggest setting up a passcode as well as making sure that either your waiting room is set up or you have a passcode set up. And you could actually do both if you wanted to, okay? If you set it up to require a password, then when you set your meeting up, you have the option if you want to use a password that you use all the time, or if you want to use a password that is only for that particular meeting. And we will talk about that in just a minute, okay? But these are just some of the settings you can go through when you schedule a meeting. You can start meetings with the host video on, start meetings with the participant video on. These are just things that you can go through in your settings. Another thing that I would recommend is that you allow people to use telephone and computer audio. You can select one or the other, and even third-party audio, but you want to allow participants to be able to use both telephone and computer. Okay, here you can select whether people can join before the host, and I always have that enabled because people can start coming into the meeting. They can start talking to each other, communicating with each other if they want to before the actual meeting starts. And I also have enabled personal meeting ID. And you can make adjustments per meeting, like I said. You can mute your participants upon entry, but I don't do that because if I'm allowing them to come in before me, then I want them to be able to communicate with each other. Now, if the meeting is of such where, say it's a certain type of meeting where you don't want other people to be able to talk and you don't want those disruptions, then you can mute participants upon entry. And what I would do is make sure that they can't join even before you, the host, joins. And that way you can control a lot of that. You can make sure that when they come in, that they're not disturbing or they're not interrupting a meeting that's already in progress. Okay? You can get upcoming meeting reminders, which is good because it will send a reminder to the participants that their meeting is about to start, and they usually get a reminder about 10 minutes prior to the meeting. Okay, you want to enable chat. I think that's a good thing to have enabled so that participants can chat among each other. You can also enable private chat so that members can have a one-on-one conversation with other members in the meeting. You can set up to auto save your chats if you want to, and what it'll do is it'll save those and it'll put them somewhere either on your device or in a cloud, depending on how you have it set up. You can set up for sound notifications when someone joins or leaves the meeting, and you can set that up where either everyone can hear it or just the host and co-host only. I have mine set up where only I hear it as the host, so that it's not disturbing other people who are in the meeting, and I'm made aware when someone comes in the meeting or when they're leaving the meeting. Okay. You can set up where people can share files. You can do file transfers, and you can do feedback to Zoom. If you add adding a feedback tab will allow people to be able to give feedback at the end of the meeting. Okay. There are other things, and you can look through all this, how you can share your screen or you can allow other people to share their screen. And that's always good if you're having a meeting and you want to be able to share information from different people. Okay, let's see. You can also set up remote support, and I was very glad to hear about this. Remote support will allow the meeting host to provide one-on-one remote support to another participant. So say you have somebody who's struggling and having a difficult time navigating and through the meeting, then as long as remote support is set up, then I am able to help that particular person. You know, it could be an elderly person, it could be someone who's not very tech savvy. I can be able to help them remotely get their Zoom set up where they may be having issues because they're not as aware or not as acquainted with it. You can also set up things like closed captioning. You can save your captions, and you can do virtual backgrounds. So with the virtual background, you can change your background so that, say you're at home, you don't want people to see your house, or you don't feel like, you know, cleaning up certain area, you can just click on the virtual background. Now, you have to make sure that your computer is able to handle that. Some computers can't handle it, and so, but once you click on it, your device will let you know whether or not it can handle a virtual background. If you have a green screen, then it's much easier. But if you don't have a green screen, it helps if your background is a solid color and you do not have on the same color as your background. So this background behind me is white. And if I wanted to do a virtual background and I had on white, then you would, wherever my white is, it would be transparent, okay? And you would see the virtual background through it. I've seen that happen with people when they have a virtual background set up and they might smile and show their teeth, and then their teeth disappear because their teeth are white and their background is white. So you can't have the same color on that your background is. Okay, now I want to And there are other settings that you can set up for. You can allow live streaming of your meeting to go to Facebook, to go to YouTube, or to go to a custom live streaming service or Workplace by Facebook. So as long as you have those clicked, then you can send your meeting live stream to Facebook or YouTube or whatever setting you choose. Okay. And then you can get, as a host, you can get email notifications. You'll get email notifications when your Zoom recording is available. If you choose to record your meetings, you can get email notifications when a meeting is canceled. You can get email notifications if you're hosting a meeting and your attendees are already there. They get there before you. You'll get an email. You can get an email letting you know that your attendees are waiting. And I believe that's why my sister came into the meeting, because she saw that someone was there already, which was me. Okay. Okay. I want to now go out of here, and I'm going to actually go into my Zoom client, and I'm going to start a new meeting. So if you are in the other meeting, okay, all right, if you are in a meeting and you're the host of the meeting, you have certain things that will be at the bottom of your screen that other people may not have because they are not the host. But if you are the host, then there are certain things that you will be able to do to control your meeting. Okay, now this is what would be on everyone, whether you're a host or just a participant. At the bottom left hand, you're going to see your microphone button. It's going to give you the option to mute or unmute. Okay. You want to make sure that if you're in a meeting where you are talking and interacting, that you're not muted. You don't want that red line to be going through your microphone. So you want to click it so that the mute is off, so your voice is able to be heard. But if you have a lot of background noise going on, the dog is barking, the cat's meowing, the baby's crying, you know, hubby's in the living room watching a sports game or whatever, then you want to mute your sound so that it doesn't come through and it's distracting to other participants in the meeting. You can stop and start your video. I have a picture set up in my profile, so if I ever stop my video, then what people will see is just a picture of myself. If you don't have a picture set up, then they will see your initials or your name, whatever name you use to set up your Zoom account. And I do want to say this, that there are some people who I know who thought that their name could change per meeting. Like every time you come into a meeting, you're going to be asked for your name. Well, that's not the case. If you set up Zoom on your device, then whatever that first meeting is, whatever you set your name up to be, that's what it's going to be on every Zoom meeting that you go into. So if you did something which was significant just for that particular meeting, then you might want to go in your settings and change in your profile and change your name so that when you enter a meeting, people know this is you and they know who, you know, because they see your name. So I could have set up my account as Sharon's Creative Concepts. Well, that means any meeting that I go into using my account is going to say Sharon's Creative Concepts. If I want people to know that it's Sharon Jackson, then I need to go back into my settings and change that. You can, if you go across the bottom, you can click on participants and you will see how many people are in the meeting. Right now, it's only me. There's just one participant. But if it's 10, if it's 15, if it's 40, if it's 99, 100, you will see all the participants listed. You will see who the host is. If there's a co-host, that will be out from the side of their name. And there are certain things that you can do if you are the host. You can mute certain people if you realize that somebody's making a lot of noise, and you can see where the noise is coming from because their box will highlight. It'll turn green around the box. And so if they're making a lot of noise, you can actually go in and mute them yourself. You can mute them in the participant box, or you can click on the top, in the top right corner will be 3 little dots. You can click on that and it'll give you the option to mute that person. Okay. If you have a meeting with several people, you can mute everyone at the same time. So like when I've done choir rehearsals on Zoom, I've been able to mute everybody at one time, and then I can come back and unmute everybody without having to go through and individually click them. Okay. I have other options where I can mute participants upon entry. I can allow the participants to unmute themselves. I can play the enter or the exit chime, which is like a little doorbell. I can allow participants to rename themselves. I can lock the meeting so that nobody else can come in, or I can enable the waiting room. So say you've got all the participants that you know need to be in your meeting and you don't want anybody else coming in. That's a good time where you can lock your meeting so that no one else can join. Okay, here you have the share screen option where you can, when you click on that, you're going to get a dialog box that will open up, and it will show you everything that's already opened on your computer. So if you're going to share your screen, I always recommend that you have what you're going to share already open, because that just makes it easier for you to access it. So you can look and you can see where you can, like my mail is open, my inbox is open, so I can actually click on that and click share, and you will actually see my inbox on the screen in the Zoom meeting. Okay. You want to also, if you're going to be sharing something like a video or something that has music, or a PowerPoint presentation that may have sound, you want to share computer sound. You want to make sure you click that, and then you want to optimize screen share for video clips. Okay, and once you click both of those, then you can click share, and your screen will be shared with all of the other participants. Okay, you can record your meetings. So if you want to record them for later use, people can go back and watch. You can just click on record here, and you can record on this computer, or you can record to the cloud. Once you have an account, a Zoom account, then you are allotted so much cloud space, and you can allow your videos to be saved there if you don't want to take up the space on your computer. Okay, and then once you select where you want your recording to go to, then you see in the top toward the left hand side, you will see where it says recording. So now this meeting is being recorded. I can pause the recording by clicking on this pause button, and then I can start it back by clicking the play button, or I can stop the recording by clicking on the square. And it says stop cloud recording, and I'll say yes, stop recording, and the recording stops. Then it lets me know that I will get an email notification when the cloud recording is ready. So it's sending that small recording up to the cloud, and it's letting me know that that cloud recording is ready. Okay, all right. The other things that you can do is you have reactions. Reactions on a desktop or a laptop is limited to a hand clap and a thumbs up. You can select that, and you will see up in your top left corner, it'll put a hand clap there. If you want to give somebody a hand clap, and say everybody's muted, so that's the way you can show your approval. You can do a thumbs up to show your approval. And one of the things about and I'm going to show you in just a minute, on a phone, if you have, if you're using Zoom on your phone, you get a few more reactions. Okay, And then here is your support. If you click on that, then a support rep will join your meeting. Okay, all right. And then here you have more options where you can go live onto Facebook, or you can go live on the YouTube, or whatever you have selected. Okay. You can exit a full screen, or you can go back to a full screen. And then if you have more than one participant, which is only me, but if you have more than one participant, you would see up at the top, right in this area, where you could toggle between speaker view and gallery view. Gallery view would allow you to see everybody that's in your meeting. Speaker view will only allow you to see the person who's talking at that time. So whoever's talking the loudest, whatever, that's whose picture is gonna pop up at that time. Okay, now I'm gonna end this on Zoom on my device, and I wanna show you, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but if you are using Zoom on your phone, and I'm gonna go into my Zoom client on my phone, and you will see how it looks a little different. Okay, can you all see that okay? All right, I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna unplug this. All right, so here, you can see how Zoom is set up, and you see Ali in my, because the camera is on him, because otherwise it would be on me, because I would be the person looking into the camera at the Zoom meeting, okay? But here you see Ali, and the different options that you have. If you look across the bottom, you have your microphone where you can mute or unmute. You have your video where you can stop your video or share your video, okay? You have your screen share where you can share a screen here. You have here where you can look and see how many participants are in the meeting. And then you have a more option. This more option is where you get your reactions. So you see several reactions going across here. You have your hand clap, your thumbs up, but you also have a heart. You have a laughing emoji. You have a wow or a surprise emoji, and you have like the little celebrate deal. Those are things that you can use if you're using Zoom on your phone, okay? Also, you can record your meeting by clicking on the record button. You can disconnect your audio, or you can connect your audio. And then you have chat. So if you go to chat, the thing about using this on your phone is when you go into chat, you no longer see the participants in the meeting. You only see your chat box. But you can select whether you want to chat to everyone, or you can, if there were more people, then you would have a drop-down box where you would see all the names of the other people who are in the meeting, and you can chat with them privately, okay? The thing you want to be careful about is with Zoom is that if you're gonna be chatting back and forth with private chat and chatting with everyone, you want to make sure what's selected before you send that message out. Because if it's a private chat that you don't want to go to everyone, but you haven't changed it from everyone back to that individual person, then everyone will see that message that goes out. Or you're chatting with one person and you're chatting with someone else, you want to make sure you're sending the right message to the right person, okay? All right, and then when you go back out of chat, now some people are on Zoom and we're like, you need to unmute yourself, but they're like, I don't see the microphone, I don't see a microphone, I don't see anything. All you have to do is tap. If you tap anywhere, then those icons are gonna come up along the bottom, okay? So when you tap it, They'll come up and then you can select what you need to select, okay? Also, you can end your session at the top by tapping the red end button. You can select whether you want the device to come through your phone, or if you want to use the speakerphone by clicking this button in the very top right. Also, you can switch your camera by tapping here. So your camera can go from front view to back camera just by tapping that, okay? If there's several people on your call, you can swipe. So that's what you have to do on a mobile device, is swipe. Now, this is what's called safe driving mode. This is the first mode on Zoom on a cell phone, because a lot of times people are on these calls and they're in their car. So in safe driving mode, you won't see anybody and you're muted. If you want to say something, you want to be heard, you just tap to speak and then your voice is heard over the call, okay? And then when you're done speaking, you tap it again and that blue circle goes away, or it's no longer highlighted, okay? And that's to keep you safe so you're not tempted to be looking at people on the call or whatever. Now, if you swipe over once, you're gonna get the speaker view. You're gonna see the person who is talking. But if there's more than one person on a call, if you swipe again, then you will start to see 1, 2, 3, you may see 4 videos of different people, as many as 4 on one page. And however many people are in the meeting, you just keep swiping. You just keep swiping and you can go through and look and see all of the different people that are in the meeting, okay? So that's one of the differences about using it on your phone. You have to have Zoom downloaded on your phone in order to use it on your phone. You cannot use a web browser on your phone for Zoom. You can only use the web browser on a MacBook, or even you can use it on a tablet, but you cannot use it on your mobile device, okay? All right. I don't know if I haven't, let me look and see if anybody, I don't know if anybody has left any questions or had any questions about Zoom. See if I can get to our live feed and see if there's any questions there. And if not, what I would like to find out is if there's any topics that you may have that you need assistance with, any type of digital platform or technical issues, technology issues that you may have concerns or may have questions, or you just want to learn a little bit more about it, then I would ask that you would send those questions. You can send them either directly to me. If you're on Facebook, you can message me on my personal page, or you can send a message through our Greater Community page. I will get those messages. Or you can email me if you would like, or you can send an email to our church email at info@gc-kojic.com. Yeah, gc-kojic.com, info@gc-kojic.com, or you can send me an email at Sharon's Creative Concepts. That's Sharon's with an S on the end, Sharon's Creative Concepts at gmail.com. And I will make sure that in our upcoming sessions that I address whatever those questions and concerns may be. gc-kojic.com, info@gc-kojic.com, or you can send me an email at Sharon. There we go. All right. Can you go to Facebook Live and YouTube at the same time from Zoom? Okay, well, I've never tried to go live at the same time, so let's see what happens. If I go into a new meeting, it says I already have a meeting scheduled, and I go down to more, it looks like it only gives me the one option. I don't know if I can, it allows me to choose here. Let's see, if I choose to go to my news feed, and I go to my news feed, all right, then if I go back, it only allows me to do one. Okay, so Andre, it will only allow you to do one at a time.
I think you would have to subscribe to a service like Restream.io.
Okay, Ali says if you subscribe to a service like Restream.io, then you will be able to go to simultaneous platforms, different platforms simultaneously. But with the way that this is set up now, I don't know, I've never had a higher account, like a more of a business account with Zoom. So maybe it's possible if you pay a little bit more each month, but I know with the basic account that I have of $15 a month, it only allows me to stream to one. Okay. Did you already give class on how to live stream on Facebook? I have not done a class on how to live stream on Facebook, and I can do that. That can be, we can do that on our next session, so that you know how to do a Facebook live stream. And it's not a very difficult thing, but there are some things that I would recommend that you do when you go live, whether you go live on Facebook, whether you go live on YouTube, whether you go live on Periscope. And yes, people still go live on Periscope, amazingly. Whether you go live on Instagram, whatever platform you go live on, there are just certain things that I would recommend that you know, and certain things that you implement so that you have the best live experience possible. Now, there was one thing that I did want to say. I'm sorry, we have another question. Is the background green screen feature only available using your PC or phone as well? With the phone, I don't know if that's an option. I haven't seen that in trying to use a virtual background with Zoom on the phone. I do know that whenever you select virtual background for your computer, it's going to ask you if you have a green screen. And if you have the green screen, it just makes it more, it makes the image more crisp, it makes it more effective. And I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of times when people go virtual, then you kind of see them kind of disappear in and out of the picture, depending on if they move this way or they move that way. Or even if they're just sitting still, you kind of see this activity going on around them that looks almost like they're in some type of sci-fi something. Well, that's because it's trying to just put a virtual background behind you, just using the computer without a green screen. And so if there's any discrepancies in the color of the wall, you're going to see that. And it's always better to have a green screen. With a green screen, it just keeps everything intact. Nothing disappears until you go beyond the green screen, and then you might see things just starting to disappear. But the green screen is just it's better. And you don't have to go out and spend a whole lot of money on a green screen. It's better if you can get an actual green screen, comes with the stand and all of that. But I've seen some people take a green sheet or a green tablecloth, as long as it's a solid color green, and they've pinned it up on the wall behind them, and it works just as well. Okay? All right. Clarification on going live from Zoom. If you're going live from Zoom, you can select in your settings if you want to if you go into your settings, you can select how you want to go live. Whether you want to be able to go live to Facebook, go live to YouTube, go live to Facebook Workplace, or a third-party streaming service. Okay, and you can select all of them, or you can select only one of them. But when you are actually in your meeting, so I'm in a meeting right now, and I click on More across the bottom of the screen here. I go to More. Okay, I have the option, because I've selected Facebook and YouTube, so I have the option to go live to either one. I can't go live to both. I click on live on Facebook. Once I do that, it's going to take me into Facebook, and I'm going to choose where I want to post my live video. So I can share it to my news feed. I can share it to a friend's timeline. I can share it in a group. I can share it in an event. So like if you've set up an event on your Facebook page, you can share your live Zoom session to that event, or you can share it to a page that you manage. So like I manage several pages. I manage my own page, Sharon Jackson Ministries. I manage Greater Community. I manage several other pages. Even my graphics page, Sharon's Creative Concepts. So I can share it to a page. If I was to select share to a page, then it's going to ask me which page do I want to share it to. So you see here all of the different pages that I help manage, and that's because this is what I do. And so I choose whichever page I want to send it to, and I'm going to say my page, Sharon Jackson Ministries, or maybe I want to do Sharon's Creative Concepts, because that's more in line of what I'm doing. And then I can select how I want to post. Do I want to post as Sharon's Creative Concepts, or do I want to post as Sharon Jackson? I can select that, okay? And then once I select that, I go next. When you click on next, then it's going to shoot. It's like it says here, it's preparing your live streaming preview, and it will send it to the page that I selected, okay? And so now my Zoom session is, I see the preview of what will go live, and I click here, go live. Now you can add titles, you can put tags, you can do all of that. You can change some of your settings. You can put a description in the box if you want to do that. But these are all of the different options that you have. If you manage more than one page, you can cross post. So while I'm posting to Sharon's Creative Concepts, I can also send it to the other pages that I manage, okay? And then I can set up interactive, the polls and things like that can also go live on the page. And then when I click go live, reach more people by adding a title. I don't want to do that right now, so I'm going to go live anyway, okay? And now it is setting up my meeting for Facebook Live. And within a few minutes, what I'm doing now should be streaming and going live to my my Sharon's Creative Concepts page on Facebook, okay? I hope that answered your question, okay? Now I'm gonna go back to the Zoom meeting, and as you see now, there's a live in my top corner, at the top of my video. It's saying that live, so it's saying I'm live on Facebook, okay? And I can stop my live stream by clicking there, and the live stream stops, okay? Any other questions? I don't see any other questions. So we will be back, not next Tuesday, but every other Tuesday. So Tuesday after next, we'll be back with another Tech Tuesday session. If this has been a help to you or you've benefited from this, then let us know, because we want to make sure that what we're doing is being a benefit, that it's helping you, and that we're not just, just talking to the air. But we do want to be able to help people. And if you know people who can benefit from this information, then be sure to share the streams with them. You can always go back and watch this on YouTube or Facebook. It's streamed to both on our Greater Community Facebook page and our GCC Experience YouTube channel. You can always go back and watch any of these. Last time I showed you how you can go to our YouTube channel and go back and watch anything that we have recorded and uploaded or gone live. It's all archived there. I do recommend churches, if you are going live to Facebook, that you find a way that you can simulcast to YouTube as well. Because YouTube, for me, does a much better job at archiving your services, archiving your videos, and it's easier for people to go back and find older services than it is for them having to scroll through a whole lot of information and post on Facebook, even if they go to your page. Now, you can't always go into the videos. So if you're on a person's, I'm going to end this Zoom session. If you're on Facebook and you go to a page, say if I go to the Greater Community page on Facebook, now I manage the page, so I'm going to click View as a Visitor, so I see what you see. If I go into photos, or go to more actually, and I click on videos, then what will happen is you will see only videos. So all the videos that have been posted, you'll be able to scroll through, and here you see a nice archival of all of the videos that we've posted for as long as far back as we've been posting videos, going live, posting videos. They will all be there. So that's an easy way to navigate through a page if what you're looking for is just the videos and you're looking for particular services. Okay? Let's see. Evangelist Jackson, this has certainly been a tremendous benefit. Thank you so much, Sister Collins, Lady Collins. I appreciate you watching on tonight, and thank you for your questions and for your participation. Thank you, Sister Rosalind, Sister Brenda, Al, Wesley. I appreciate each of you, Shep, all of you for your questions and for watching tonight. Now, before we leave, I have one final tip that I want to give you, and then we will be off. In this time of everything being virtual, we're doing a lot of virtual conferences, we're doing a lot of virtual meetings. So if you've been asked to participate in a virtual service of any sort, and they have asked you to send a video of yourself, then I want to give you a quick pointer on the best way to send your video, okay? First of all, you don't want to record yourself with the phone like this. If you're using a phone, you want to record yourself with the phone like this, because what that will do is it will widen the screen so that it fills up the entire screen. When people are watching, they won't see those two black bars on either side, okay? And it makes for a much better picture. You also want to make sure you have very good light. So in here, Brother Ali has these lights on me. Man, I'm so glad I haven't started sweating, so you don't see sweat popping out. But you want to make sure that you have good lighting. You don't want to have the light behind you, because that's going to make you look very dark. You want to be facing the light. You want the light to be coming toward you, okay? The other thing you want to do is to make sure that you have a clear background as much as possible. Now, sometimes you can record in your home, which is nice. If you don't mind people seeing your home, that's great. You have a beautiful home, you want to show it off. I ain't hating on you, okay? But you want to make sure that you don't have a lot of distractions in your background. You want to make sure that, you know, the background is clean, that it's presentable, okay? That you don't have just a lot of stuff laying around. And the other thing is you want to make sure that you're speaking loud and clear. If you have an earbud with a microphone that connects to your phone or your device, then that's great because it'll pick up your voice and it'll go directly into the phone. Or if you have an earbud that you can, you know, plug into your phone and it has the microphone part to it, that works because it's picking up your voice going directly into the device. It's not picking up your sound from the air, okay? And when you're sending your video, you don't want to text your video because you may have done all the right stuff, but when you send it through a text, and usually that's with iPhones. And I know y'all like to brag about your iPhones, that you can send videos through text message. But I want to tell you, when it gets to whoever you're sending it to, it has lost an extreme amount of quality. And if that's what you want to be presented on that virtual conference or that virtual service, it's not good quality. So you can do all the other stuff right, and then you text it to somebody, or you send it as a low quality or a small file because you're trying to make sure you can get it to them. There are ways to get huge files to people so you don't have to diminish the quality of the video, okay? You can use services like WeTransfer.com, where you can attach the video. You don't even have to have an account. Put in the email address that you're sending it to, bam, it's there. You can upload it to Dropbox and get the link for the video and send them the link. A lot of times people share it and they share it to an email address, and then only the person with that email address can access it. But if they need to share it to send it to somebody else, that person can't get to it. So it's better if you can pull the link, get the link for the video. If you upload it to Dropbox, if you upload it to Google Drive, if you upload it to OneDrive, if you upload it to iCloud, get the link and send the link, okay? And that will make it so much easier for people to be able to get your videos so that you can be represented in the best light possible on that virtual conference or in that virtual service. I hope this has been a help to you. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for more Tech Tuesday. You all have a great night.